Hello students, in this lecture we discuss about current, voltage, conductance, resistance, then laws of resistance and Ohm's law. Let's start. Terms in electrical engineering. Every books are written, it is the flow of electrons, means if current is the flow of electrons, then what we tell? Current direction is opposite of the direction of electron flow. There is the confusion part. Let us consider a conducting materials. Conducting materials means that may be aluminum, silver, gold, means which passes the electric current is called as conducting material. This is a conducting materials. The conducting materials consist of number of valence electrons. Valence electron means hole plus free electrons, we get a valence electron. This is called as holes. This is called as electrons, means free electrons. Hole plus free electrons, we get a valence electron. That means any type of conducting material consists of valence electron. Let us we take one example. We have a football. When we give the kick on the football is moving from one place to another place. That means my kick is the force or pressure so that the football is moving from one place to another place. Similarly, if we give some electrical pressure or force to the conducting materials, then the electrons are vibrated. This electrical force is called as voltage or EMF. Let we connect a electrical pressure, means voltage source or battery source, with the conducting materials. The voltage source consists of a positive terminal and a negative terminal. Positive terminal is the higher potential, negative terminal is the lower potential. When we connect with a voltage source, when we give the when we connect a battery source, the electrons are vibrated. That means these free electrons is jumped towards the positive terminal. Why? Because electrons are negative charge carriers. Electrons are negative charge carriers and holes are positive charge carriers. Positive charge carriers. So that this electron is attracted by the positive terminal of the voltage source. This electron now jumped here. This electron is jumped here. This electron is jumped. Finally, we get the hole. That means this is the direction of hole. This is the direction of hole. And this is the direction of electron flow. Direction of electron flow. Electron flow. And this is the direction of hole. Direction of hole. Then what do we understand? In a conducting material, when we connect a voltage source, electrons are moved, electrons are vibrated so that the electrons are moved towards the positive terminal. But what happens? Holes are shifted to negative terminal. Basically, holes are immobile particles. Holes are constant, but electrons are moved. In this diagram, you just see, just like holes are shifted to the negative terminal. Finally, what we conclude? The flow of positive charge carriers in a conducting material is called as conventional current or actual current or true current or real current. We can write the definition. First point here we write the flow of positive charge carriers. The flow of positive charge carriers. Positive charge carriers means holes in a conducting material. In a conducting material is called as conventional, is called as conventional or true or real or actual current or actual current. Second point we can write, the flow of electrons in a conducting materials is called as electronic current. The flow of electrons, the flow of electrons in a conducting material, the flow of electrons in a conducting material is called as electronic current. Electronic current. Finally, what we conclude? The electrons are moving from negative to positive, whereas current is moving from positive to negative. That means the direction of electron flow is just opposite of the direction of current. And current always starts from the positive terminal of the voltage source and ends with the negative terminal. This point we will write. Now, current always starts from positive terminal of the voltage source, positive terminal of the voltage source of the voltage source and ends with negative terminal. Final point we can write, the direction of current is just opposite of the direction of electron flow. Again, current can be classified into two types. One is direct current, another is alternating current. Again, we can write here, current can be classified into two types. Here if you write current, it is classified into two types. First one is direct current, second one is alternating current. We can write here DC current, second one is AC current. DC current means we can write direct current, DC current or direct current, or we can write steady state current, or time invariant current, same name, or time invariant current. Time invariant current. Time invariant current. Similarly, same name. What are the different names of AC current? We can write here alternating current, alternating current, or instantaneous current, or instantaneous current, or time variant current, or time variant current. First we discuss about the direct current. First we discuss about direct current. Direct current means the current in which both magnitude and direction are constant. Means in direct current we have constant magnitude, unit direction. Let us consider, let we take time along x-axis and current I along y-axis. Then at time t1 we get current value 2 ampere. Let this is 2 ampere. Similarly, at time t2 we get the current 2 ampere. At time t3 same current 2 ampere. That means magnitude constant, magnitude means value, and direction also constant, unit direction. We can write the current in which in which both magnitude and direction are constant, both magnitude and direction are constant is called as DC current or steady state current. Okay, it is denoted by IDC. Simply we can write it is denoted by I. It is denoted by IDC. We can write IDC, and its unit is ampere. And its unit is ampere. Mathematically, we can write IDC equal to Q by T, because magnitude and direction both are constant. Charge by time means coulomb per second. So that what is its unit? Ampere. Similarly, we'll go for AC current or alternating current. Second one is alternating current. Alternating current. Alternating current means both magnitude and direction are varied with respect to time. Let we take current I along x, current time t along x-axis, current I along y-axis. In time t1 we get some value. In time t2 we get some values. In time t3 we have some value. Time t4 we have some values. We have some negative values. In time t4 we have some negative value. In time t5 we have another value. In time t6 we have another negative values. That means here magnitude are different, The current in which both magnitude and direction are different, means if we join here we get a sinusoidal wave. In each instant the value is different. In each instant we get different values. That means what is the definition of alternating current? The current in which both magnitude and direction are changed with respect to time is called as alternating current. The current, we can write the definition, the current in which both magnitude and direction are changed periodically with respect to time is called as AC current. Mathematically, what we write? Mathematically we can write ISC equal to dq by dt, because both magnitude and direction are changed periodically with respect to time. After that we discuss about the EMF. What is EMF? EMF means electromotive force, electrical pressure or force we can tell. It is the electromotive force which drives the electric current in a circuit. Without EMF there is no current. If we apply a voltage source, then current is flowing from positive terminal to negative terminal. Same thing we'll write here. It is the electromotive force. Which drives electric current in a circuit. It is denoted by V. And its unit is volt. And its unit is volt. After that we discuss about another parameter, basic fundamental parameter, that is resistance. Resistance means which opposes the flow of current. It is the property of material a material which opposes the flow of current. It is denoted by R. And its unit is ohm. This is the symbol of ohm. Then another parameter is called as conductance. Conductance means reciprocal of resistance. It is denoted by G. It is the reciprocal of resistance, means G is equal to 1 by R. What is its unit? Mho. And we can write in this way. This is the symbol of mho. Finally, what we conclude? Conductance is the reciprocal of resistance. Another term, resistor. Resistor means what you understand? Resistor is the component, resistance is the property of material. Then we discuss about laws of resistance. Law of resistance. The resistance of a conducting material or conductor, we can write the resistance of a conducting material, the resistance of a conducting material is directly proportional to its length and inversely proportional to its area. Let us consider a conducting material. This is the conductor or conducting material. Its length is L and area is A. According to the above statement, what we write? According to the above statement, resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor and resistance is inversely proportional to the area. That means what we get implies that R is directly proportional to L by A. Implies that what we get, R is equal to rho L by A. What is rho? Rho is called as specific resistance or resistivity of the conducting material. Where rho is called as specific resistance or resistivity of the conductor or conducting materials. Same thing. Now we discuss about the specific resistance. Let us consider a unit cube. This is the unit cube. Let this the two faces. Here we have the specific resistance. That means how we define? The resistance offered between the two faces of the unit cube is called as specific resistance. The resistance offered, we can simply write the resistance offered between two faces of unit cube is called as specific resistance. It's called as specific resistance. Mathematically, we can write the Rho is equal to RA divided by L. What is its unit? Ohm meter. After that, we will discuss about Ohm's law. Ohm's law is the first law or basic law of the basic electrical engineering. Everywhere we apply the Ohm's law. What is the significance of Ohm's law? Ohm's law helps to determine the relationship between current, voltage and resistance. But there is a condition. The condition is that at constant temperature, we can find the relationship between current, voltage and resistance. This is the main aim. Ohm's law helps to determine the relationship between, first point we can write, Ohm's law helps to determine the relationship between current, voltage and resistance. Now we write the statement. It states that at constant temperature, we can write in this way. It states that at constant temperature, condition is at constant temperature. Ohm's law obey at constant temperature. This is very important point. At constant temperature, the current flowing through a conductor, the current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference between two ends of the same conductor. Then we discuss about the explanation part. Let V equal to voltage across the conductor, voltage or potential difference across the conductor. Unit is volt. I is the current flowing through the conductor. Current flowing through the conductor. Unit ampere. G is the conductance. Unit mho. R is the resistance. Unit ohm. Simple. According to the above statement, we can write according to the above statement, current is directly proportional to voltage. Implies that I is equal to G into V. G is the constant of proportionality. Here G is the conductance. Implies that I is equal to 1. What we write? 1 by R into V. implies that what we get, V is equal to IR. V is equal to IR. What is the condition? At constant temperature. At constant temperature. After that, we'll discuss about Ohm's triangle. In the Ohm's triangle, we can easily find the relationship between voltage, current, and resistance. Here, in Ohm's triangle, this is the Ohm's triangle. Here we write V, here we write I, here we write R. Then V is equal to what we get? V equal to IR. I is equal to how much? I is equal to V by R. And R is equal to how much? R is equal to V by I. From the Ohm's triangle, we can find the relationship between voltage, current, and resistance. If you like my video, then you subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will find the new video or upcoming video. Thank you.